Hello everyone, I'm Tom64.
And I'm Richie.
And welcome to the HellfireComms playthrough of the wonderful 101. Boy, has this playthrough been a while in the making.
Yeah, just a bit. I mean, I'm pretty sure that I offered it when I recorded it originally for when it originally came out on the Wii U. And then I offered it again when it came out, the remastered version on the Switch, and then I ended up re-recording it again because, you know, I just like playing this game, so I just kept pestering Tom and just like, I want to play Wonderful 101 for the channel, and, you know, finally got my way.
Now, interestingly, Richie, you have played this all the way through. I've only played up to where we're recording to today, so Operation 000 and Operation 001, all three parts of that. So it will be interesting to see if you plop any secrets here and there, because I'm just kind of a vanilla gamer. I go for what is expected, and no more.
Well, so the approach that I took for this particular playthrough was that I wanted to get every single possible thing that I could that was available to me, and in sort of the run of one full stretch of the game. I believe I am deciding to just wait for the extra little bit that occurs when you sort of sit on the title screen for a moment there, so just bear with us.
Okay.
But it's not going to be a 100% playthrough, because there's certain items and secrets that you can only get by going back into particular missions after you've gotten certain wonderful ones. There's also certain things that are just beyond my capabilities as a gamer, because as much as I love this game and as many times as I've played it, I am of a decent quality of a person playing this game. I'm not an expert.
So will we be seeing many platinums, if not pure platinums?
You will be seeing some platinums. You will be seeing a mixture of other ranks as well.
Oh my god, a T-Rex!
But the nice thing is that overall, this run was stronger than the run that I originally did on my solo channel when I was running that. So I was very proud of this run. There's not going to be sort of any extras either after the end of the game, because I just wanted to just record the pure experience and just get to share the love of it.
Did I see like a Mario Party minigame though?
Yes, so one of the things that the game did have is a small multiplayer mode where you could have multiple players having a go to try and get high scores and beat enemies, and I obviously never quite got to play that because I am a sad loner.
Fair enough. Interesting thing, I saw language UK, subtitles UK. You don't get that much in video games.
No, it is really rare, but you know what? I'll take it. The other thing that is important, obviously this game was originally on the Wii U, so it made a lot of use of a second screen, and there are numerous moments throughout the game where a second screen is used for very important gameplay stuff, like you'll go into a room and that will be entirely on the second screen. So because of the way that it works is on a single screen, it just now pops up a little extra thing for you to deal with. We're going to be playing on normal because that is the platinum standard. And also, it is actually quite challenging, even at that. So if you're the type of person who doesn't like games that are difficult, you might be better off on easy or very easy. I have to say, this is one of my favourite openings of a game of all time. It's perfect for what this game is. It
really does hit the ground running. We've already done a couple platinum games on the channel. I believe Spar and Axel did Metal Gear Rising. There was an LP of that, and we've covered that many times through streams. Sort of related to platinum, but not really. We also, me and Rich, did a full playthrough of Okami back in the day.
We did indeed. We also did... we definitely have done Bayonetta 1.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure we also did Bayonetta 2, but I can't really remember whether that was my solo run or not, because, you know, I've just played these games that many times for the internet that they've just all blurred into one instance in my head.
Oh, well, you have a life. If it was me doing that, I would never forget. Yes, there he is!
Yes, directed by Hideki Kamiya, who remains one of my favourite video game directors of all time. He has rarely missed for me. I mean, probably my least favourite game that he directed that I have played was Beautiful Joe.
Really?
And that was nothing to do with the vibes of the game. It was just something about the specific gameplay loop just didn't quite sit with me in the way that I wanted it to.
Fair enough. Mr. Will Wedgwood.
He is voiced by Charlie Schlatter, who people will most likely recognise as being the voice of the Flash in many DC animated and video game appearances.
Okay.
The way that this game works is that you are in this sort of pseudo-isometric plane. You're going to be moving from mission to mission within sort of bigger operations, ranked on them as you are in most Platinum games, and certainly a lot of Hideki Kamiya's action titles. You're also going to have a lot of really wonderful, fun tokusatsu story beats, and it's just completely bonkers.
Weren't they working on, like, a giant, like, sort of Ultraman-esque sort of game that got cancelled?
Yes, they were, and I believe it was called Project GG.
Mm-hmm, yeah, well...
But sadly, it never made it, and Hideki Kamiya has since left Platinum. I mean, I'll go into sort of just a small bit here so that I can get my my one bit of negativity and frustration that is sort of overlying around this particular release of the game.
Uh-huh.
So, the Wonderful 101 Remastered was actually funded by Kickstarter. It's one of the very rare instances where anybody has sort of taken that approach to re-releasing a title. It was the first time that Platinum Games had ever done any sort of attempt at self-publication, but it was a bit funky because after it got funded, it was then announced that they'd found a sort of partner to help publish.
Oh.
It's been like 6 years since the wonderful Kickstarter campaign, and we've still not had all of the rewards.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for my art book, thank you, Platinum. Can you get on it, please? I haven't had an update in 2 years.
What, did they partner with fucking Limited Run Games or something?
No, they partnered with the Yeti.
Oh, well that's a bit disappointing.
Yeah, it's just been arguably one of the worst kind of follow-ups on a Kickstarter campaign that I think I've ever seen, because there's, still so many rewards that just have not been delivered. Yeah, we haven't had an update in the best part of 2 years, even though they were mostly nearly done and should be able to be delivered. And there was a whole hoo-ha over actually sending out a bunch of the original physical games, to the point where people who hadn't backed the game were able to get physical copies before the people who'd backed it had theirs delivered. So, yeah, that was a fun time, but that's my rant over. And yes, this is Wonder Red, and we get a kind of full-on description of how the wonderful Wonder Below and their Sentinel suits work, and it's so over the top and ridiculous, and I just love it.
It's a very verbose narrator, I have to say. It's quite funny.
Everything about this game is over the top and eccentric, but as I always love in a narrative is when it's over the top but it can be sincere.
Yes.
And it delivers on everything you could possibly want from this type of narrative. It knows what type of game it is, it knows what story it's telling, and it's going to hit every single possible trope that you can imagine, including this spectacular theme song.
Oh my god.
The original lyrics of which were written by Kamiya himself, and it's iconic.
Hell yeah, baby. We don't have our Unite moves just yet, but we can still pack a solo punch.
As I said, I really like this intro sequence. One of the reasons for that is because it is really good at building up the different abilities that you need. First you get sort of taught how to do movement, then you get taught how to jump and move quickly, then you get taught how to do single fights, and then it builds on to the next stage, which is going to be the Unite morphs, and you just get that ramping up throughout this operation that is just so brilliant. And here we meet the wonderful Wonder Blue, who is voiced by a rather well-known voice actor who also voices another very famous Blue character who's quite spiky.
Yep, it's Roger Craig Smith, baby.
Just trying to be so cool and just flubs it. It's incredible.
United Nations, the planetary secret service organization known as the Sentinels, is dedicated to defending the Earth from alien invasion.
And it's little touches like this, where obviously the narration's just gonna keep going and going, and you can just see Wonder Blue reacting, and everything's paused, but it's not, and it's so silly, but so wonderful to just engage with and witness.
Well, it's that trademark platinum humour juxtaposing seriousness with goofiness.
Exactly.
Only the elite are chosen to enter the battle.
I would say there are very, very few games out there like this,
Secret intelligence
and I think that's what makes it still remain very special and very underappreciated.
Their faces are forever masked. Their tombs are forever unknown.
I'll blow.
They are proud to go down in history as simple one in 100. They are the 100 most wonderful defenders of our world. The wonderful 100.
But wait a minute, isn't there a number we're missing here?
If it isn't Elliot Hood,
Yes.
from the Los Angeles Field
We'll get to that
also
one.
known as Wonder Blue.
Time for intros, dude. Unite Morph already.
That is literally just Sonic.
I am fine with that because it works.
By merging their wonder energy, special combat agents of the wonderful one.
One of the other sort of interesting things about the game is that actually initially the concept for the game was that it was effectively going to be like Smash Bros. They were thinking of asking Nintendo to use like their first party characters, and you can see elements of that still because Wonder Red is very clearly in his moveset Mario inspired. Wonder Blue is very clearly Link inspired. We are going to get a character that is very Samus inspired, and so on and so forth, and it's interesting to sort of see the trajectory that it took, because it was also originally going to be, once they sort of switched into superheroes and so on, they were going to have like a real dark American comic book style, and then they eventually sort of fell upon this much brighter approach, which I think was the right move in the long run.
Absolutely. Now we can use our Unite moves. We have Unite Punch, or Unite Hand I should say, with Wonder Red, or you can use Unite Sword, which is what I'm using a lot in my run of the game.
Yes, so obviously each Unite morph has multiple elements that you can do. One of the nice things with Unite Hand is that it can grab fire and use that as an element. Unite Sword links to electricity, but obviously to get the highest combo points, you want to mix up your use of Unite attacks. So you'll see me moving around a hell of a lot to achieve things. You'll also see me picking up new characters and all sorts throughout. It's a very busy game. There's a lot going on at all moments.
Absolutely.
Some people did, I think, find that challenging to deal with, because there is a lot, but you sort of go into like a zen zone, and it just, once it clicks, and that's what I love.
It's very much the sort of game, it's a little bit like Marmite, either you will love it or you will hate it, there is no in between.
Right there, we have our first additional wonderful one.
Ooh.
So, littered throughout the game, because obviously it is the wonderful one below, but as you can see, we've only got, a certain number at the beginning. I believe we start with 20. So we've actually got to go and, find out where the rest of these other bloody wonderful ones have gotten to.
Okay. We start with Wonder Professor from Washington, D.C.
Some of these are ridiculous and brilliant, and it's bonkers. There are also all sorts of hidden little secrets of areas that you can use your Unite line on to unlock. There are certain operations where you do have to go back to unlock everything. This is one of them. There are certain, there's I believe at least a wonderful one, and also a mission or two that you can't actually get until you get a Unite Morph from Operation 003.
Ooh, okay.
We will not be returning to Operation 000, we're just going to go straight through. But yes, once you get that particular Unite Morph, you can come back here and get those things.
Go, Unite Shane! Oh boy.
There are also achievements in the form of bottle caps, because of course there are, and it's brilliant.
Well, since Nintendo's never going to put them in, the developers might as well do their own bespoke ones.
Exactly, because obviously this was originally on the Wii U, and then when they re-released it, it did come to every other platform under the sun. Important thing to note, if you're playing it in the modern day, play it on Switch 2, PlayStation 5, or Steam to get the best experience, because even at the point where it was on the Switch, it didn't necessarily run 100% smoothly. Sometimes it was a little bit much even for the Switch.
So we have a little bit of a Pikmin mode here. You send your wonderful guys out and they can build stuff. Pretty much anything that the scene calls for. Like right here, we need this bus to go skyward.
And we also need to just punch it into the stratosphere.
Do you get more points if you add more guys to a Unite move?
Yes, the more wonderful ones you use in one of those moves, the higher the points you get. What's quite fun is that there are a number of really funny fail states for those QuickTime events. If you want to see all of those, then I would recommend going to my old YouTube channel, XGamer Richie Returns, and watching my original playthrough there, because there was a full episode dedicated to every single failure of a QTE. It took me forever to record all of that, because some of them take multiple times before they unlock.
Yeah. Ah, well. That was Luca, our number one hater, by the way. We'll get to him later. Did I see a wonderful whatever with a toilet on his head?
Yes, I believe that's Wonder Toilet.
Of course it is. If it released nowadays, they'd call him the Skibbity Sentinel.
Horrifically, you're right.
And here we go. Level is a good un.
What am I going to get? Come on, give us a good ranking.
No, we must have foreshadowing first.
Defense and our primary target.
They will bow before me, like all the rest.
Platinum!
Splendid!
Would have been pure platinum if I'd had the extra mission, but I couldn't get it, so, needs must.
Alright folks, we'll see you all next time when the wonderful 101 begins in earnest.